because now we're going to get into the content for this week. The rest of that was a little bit of review, and I just started with a little bit of content. I thought now's a good time to start recording. We're now recording. So again, to do this, we'd go to the View tab, and then you would go to Visibility Graphics over here. And this is how you're going to get a listing, and this is how you can turn different things on or off. So take a look how this works. If I scroll down here, watch what happens to the doors when I click on the doors. I'm going to say doors, I'm going to uncheck them. And then I click on Apply. Watch what happens to the doors. Boom, they disappear. You can't see them anymore, okay? So I click on doors right here, and then I click on Apply, and now I can see them. And this is how I'd go ahead and make this work for all of these. If I go to walls, I can do the same thing. Click on walls, uncheck it, apply that, and the walls disappear. And then I check it again, and I hit Apply, and I hit OK. So that is how we would go ahead and change visibility. What I just showed you is worth the price of admission to this course right here, because that right there allows you to actually control what you're seeing in Revit with a great deal of accuracy. It's not hard to do. It's just something you got to learn to wrap your head around, okay? So that's what we have right there. Okay, so that being the case, let's see here. So I think I've got everything back on. Let me go back over here to 3D, and now you can see right here, I can rotate this. By the way, to rotate it, you go ahead and you click on your model and you rotate it around. It looks like we don't have any windows in the back there. Anyway, we're gonna let that go. That's gonna be good enough for right now. I might not have put those windows in because I didn't quite finish this particular model. So it's a little bit halfway done, but that is how we go ahead and work on that. So that's what we do when we start to go ahead and build that. So let me go back to here. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to change, I'm gonna do a new share over here, back over into this content. And you can now see this PDF. I assume, can you guys see this? It says practices, practice 4A, link CAD and Revit files.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what we worked with actually last week. We linked a CAD file. And we linked the CAD file. One of the things that we did is when we put it in, we were able to go ahead and link it. You guys remember, you could either have the colors on or off. We did all that. And then you could either half tone it. We just brought it in regular. And then you could also do the same thing. You link Revit files, okay? So you could do that. Now, here's something else that's very interesting. When you're working in Revit, one of the things that will be established, either Revit will do some of this automatically, but if you want more than that, then you'll do that, is levels. Levels, think of them as your floors in a building, okay? Right now, over in Monroe Community College in building number 8, there's actually 6 floors. And a basement. So that means you would have a total of 7 levels, you know, the basement and then 6 floors above. Then when you get to the very top, you may have a parapet and a roof floor plan too. So those get counted as well. So these are different elements that you bring in there, okay? And your levels will show up with these, what they call datums, okay, over here on the right-hand side, which are these symbols over here that you see over here. This is actually what your level datums look like. So you'll have those in place. And then you can modify them by clicking on this little circle or all these other different elements, and you can actually move them around. You can check them on or check them off, and these allow you to have some flexibility as far as doing that. So when you create these, you put these together, and then you can set up levels for a project that are exactly how you want them. And then you can also create structural grids, which is not something we're going to get into here, but you can make structural grids. They're pretty easy to put together, so you can actually do that. That's for laying out columns. That would be for laying out, for basically laying out structural columns, like such as iron I-beams that would actually run throughout a building. And so you'd have those, and there's different kinds of columns. Architectural columns, which are over here, which would be essentially non-weight bearing typically, and then structural columns, which will bear weight, which would be like these over here, which are these columns you see over here, and these are columns which are actually set up to actually bear weights. You have those. So we have those things, and then you could add structural grids and columns. We're not going to be doing that so much here, but we're going to just kind of touch on it so you guys know what's available there. And then what we're going to do is, let's see here. Okay, going into here right now, the next thing we talked about, we did talk about walls last week. We talked about walls. We did some wall exercises. And one of the things we talked about was how we could draw the walls. And one of the things that is important to always remember is when you're drawing walls in Revit, walls are to Revit as the lines are to AutoCAD. So in the same way you use lines to pretty much draw everything in AutoCAD, that's what you're going to do with the walls command in Revit. And that being the case, you have the ability to make a line, to make walls with line, to make walls with a rectangle, a polygon, a circle, and we use these different examples. So those are things that you can work, and you can determine your finished face. I know that I think last time there were those of you who might have had a question about how the finished face works, but that's something that we'll be kind of like just touching on as we go along here. Okay, oh, in addition to this, you have the choice of determining how tall these walls will be and if they connect or not. Do they connect from the first floor to the second floor? How tall are they? You have these kinds of things. And that's how you put those together. Then you can modify the walls with the different controls, okay? And when you work with just regular walls in a plan view, you're gonna have these circles, and the circles allow you to actually drag the ends one direction or another to extend them or to shorten them. You have those things going on. And then we have the ability to edit wall openings to actually do that. We're going to be doing this with our final project, making a wall opening. And then you can model different elements. We already did this with ours. We modeled a simple building, modeled the exterior shell, and then we also added interior walls. So we've done all this already. So we have some experience doing this. And then room elements are something you can do too. We're not going to get into that right now. And then the next thing I wanted to talk about kind of briefly is doors and windows. We talked about doors and windows. We started to insert them, okay? Now your doors and windows go in and they basically will have a certain size to them. So you'll notice that last time we used 36-inch doors for the most part. This time we're going to be actually using different kinds of doors, such as garage doors. We're going to be working on garage doors and different window elements. So it's going to be pretty straightforward. And we'll be dropping these in, and you can modify doors and windows if you don't have the right size. We saw that last week where we actually did not have a 28-inch door. We went ahead and made one. Okay, made a 2-foot 4-inch door. We did that last week. And then you can insert the doors and windows in your project. We saw how to do that. Also, we saw that you can tag them or not tag them. And then you can load door and window types from the library. I've already set these up so you don't really have to do that so much, but that's something you will have. And then you have the ability to create these doors and modify them as you need to. So we have that. So we've already gone through a bit of that. And then we won't be doing anything with curtain walls. Okay, modifying the view display. Okay, working with views. We're going to get to this next week. We'll get to that next week. And then there was components. Okay, I don't think we talked about components, did we? Yeah, we did. Okay, so components we're going to talk about. Now, components are when you put something in, like last week, put in that desk. And so this desk that we put in there, basically that is what we call a component. And that is inserting something that would be like a family. This is where you would insert desks, furniture items. In the architectural world, it also might be plants. It might be a lot of different things like that. It could be lighting fixtures. It could be HVAC. Could be a lot of those things. So you have these things. And so you load these into your project, and then when you do, you're able to go ahead and cause them to be located. Let me ask you guys a question real quickly. Last week, we inserted some items using this, and we placed them into our project, the one that we drawn. Who can think of one of the elements that we actually did place last week on our project last week?
The toilet and the tub?
Yeah, toilet, the tub, and the sink. Very good. Thank you. You're right on top of it. That's exactly where I was going with this, and that's very good. Thank you for doing that. Those would be known as components, and when we place those, they are analogous to blocks in AutoCAD. We work with blocks a little bit too in AutoCAD, and so blocks are to Revit, blocks are to AutoCAD as components are to Revit. And when you place these different items into Revit, there are families of these items. There's families of windows, families of doors, families of chairs, families of tables, and so forth. So you have all these things available. Okay, and then you can place components. So we saw that. So that is what we're going to work on this week with this garage project. Okay, so getting back over to here, let me change my share, make sure you guys can see this. And getting into this, this is what we are going to draw. This is what we worked on last week. And just to kind of like show you again, how to review how we do this, if I click on this roof right here, I can change the type by going up here. This is properties. This is where under properties, I have these different roofs available. And one right here is wood rafter, asphalt shingle. I click on that, and it gives me this look right here, which looks like the asphalt shingles right there. Okay, so we have that. Now these walls right here, I'll just go ahead and grab this wall. This is a basic exterior wall. I just made a sheathing wall. But if you want to do something that was all brick, you could go exterior brick on CMU. Click on there and boom, now you have brick on there. And that's kind of cool. And so what I can do is I could go ahead and highlight this wall right here and hit my tab key. And then they're all selected. And I can go ahead and make them all brick on CMU. And click on there. And when I do that, they're all brick on CMU. So that easily, I can go ahead and change the appearance. So now I got a brick building just like that, brick all the way up. And that's how we could go ahead and change the appearances. And again, this is using the properties. So when you click on a wall, you're able to go over here and change the properties. Okay, over here, I can just change it to something else if I want to. But for right now, I'm going to leave it. By the way, when you select it, you get this really nice three-dimensional transparency. So you can actually see into the building. Okay, so you have that going on right there. So anyway, you can, by the way, you can see that the wall got a lot thicker. And when it got thicker, so did the windows. The windows actually adjust themselves. Okay, that's the intelligence of a building information model. Okay, so that's what we did right there. So I'm just gonna back off out of there. Okay, just to go back to here. And then when you take a look at here right now, you can see how much thinner the walls are because that's just wood sheathing. Okay, so anyway, that's where we're gonna go with this whole thing. So now we're gonna make this custom garage project. So let me close out of this one. I'm gonna show you guys how to make this. First, I'm gonna show you what we're gonna make, and then we're gonna make it. And so tonight we'll get about done with the first part of it, and then we'll be done with that. So we get out here. Do you want to see changes? Heck yes, I'll change that. Okay, now this is what we're going to be drawing right here. This is the project. Okay, this is a three-dimensional view here, a 3D view, and you can see right here it's got some detail. It's got some interesting elements to it. It's got an attractive. Sound like a salesman. It has an attractive cedar shingle exterior, along with an asphalt shingle roof, right here. Then you've also got these garage doors right here. You have these doors. You've got a large, like a door wall, and then you got a regular door here. And you have an interesting slab under here. The slab also has what we call a thickened slab around the exterior. Okay, you can see this right here. It's got a thickened slab, which means it's actually built down a little bit deeper to go into the earth to give it more stability. So we have that on the way. So this is what we're going to draw. So let me give you some basics, okay? So what do we have about this? We're looking at it in 3D. Okay, well, so what? Well, here's what. Level 1 would be the first thing you draw. Level 1 looks something like this. You go into level 1 and you go ahead and start to draw with your wall command. Now your wall's right here. We're going to use basic wall, garage wall. I prepared this wall for you. You're going to be going on this. Now, one thing I want to show you that's actually interesting. You'll notice this up here. This is actually thin lines. Watch what happens when I click on this. Well, first of all, it gives you a little video right here. When you click on thin lines, it actually will thin the lines or thicken the lines depending upon which one you have presently available. So when I click on this, you'll see that it goes from thin lines. Right now it's on. When it's turned off, it gives you the thick lines. And you may want one of these views to show up, but if you need some clarity, thin those lines out, because then you can see a whole lot more. You're going to need this for this project, because over here when you start to place these dimensions, you're going to need that. And please notice that right here, your dimensions can go to different places. In this case, it's going to the inside track of this garage door opening right here. So this is a garage door right here. If I click on this, it tells me this is a garage door, and this garage door has some tracks. You've got an inside track, and you've got an outside track. Okay, inside is this inside one, outside is towards the outside. So that's going to be important in a minute here. Another thing you have here is a stairwell. You've got a pull-down stairwell right there. And you got a door, another door, two garage doors, and you got a window. Okay, and they all have tags. So we have that going on. So this is the basics. You also have, who knows what that's a symbol for? Anybody know? Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah,
I can hear you. I just have no idea.
Okay.
I'm just trying to get the tablet open. Outlets.
It's outlets, actually. And yeah, they're receptacles. Now, let me show you something here. If I go to 3D with this, okay, I'm going to show you something kind of cool here. I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to show you how to slice this open, okay? It's called a section view. Now, I think I showed you guys how to do this last week, I think, briefly, but if I make a section box allows me to take a look at this, and it puts it inside a glass box. So when I click on the glass box, you'll notice I have a little controller here, okay? So I can click on this, I can pull it backwards a little bit. Oh, look at that, Shazam. Now when I look inside there, there's your outlet right there. And this is not a great block because it doesn't, I should say component, it doesn't actually give you the outlet, but let's not worry about that. That's just the basics right there. But those are outlets right there. So you have that going on. And so you can get really detailed this. By the way, this is something that they're looking for people right now to do what's called MEP in Revit, which is mechanical, electrical, and plumbing. You are learning the first step as far as doing that in Revit. Take a look sometime if you're interested in jobs. Take a look at Monster or Indeed or any of those, and just do a little bit of a search for Revit jobs. Take a look and notice how many of them are looking for MEP, mechanical, electrical, plumbing. And then, you'll see that what I'm talking about is real. Anyway, we'll move on away from that. But this is something that is, they're actually trying to find people who can do this. So anyway, that's what we're going to draw. So what are we doing? You got your level 1. Okay, we talked about level 1 and what it looks like. Most of the details on level 1. Level 2 looks like this. Now, level 2 is essentially what I decided to do is give you guys something just, real kind of plain. I just put in a wood joist floor, and then we have some wall that basically you have a couple walls to separate it just for practice. And then we've got an attic, attic stairs to go up in there to store stuff. So you have that. Okay, and then somebody just come in. Somebody trying to come in. Just heard somebody to the left. Okay. So anyway, so then we have this right here. So I've got this happening. And then as I have this happening, I've got level 2. And then if I go to the footing looks like this. The footing is simply a 12-inch slab, okay? And then there's a 12-inch by 24-inch slab, and that's what we have there. It's basically a concrete slab, and that's what we have for footing. Now that we have that, the other things we want to pay attention to are what our elevations look like. So check this out. Here's your east elevation, looks like this here. If I zoom out here, it shows you this information there. Over here are the levels of which I spoke earlier. You've got those. And then you got over here, you got the north view right there. Looks like that. You can actually see the stairwell through the window. You got the south view over here, and you're seeing this right there. And then you got the west view, okay? And you got that. So these are the basic views right here. And then you have a section. We're going to get to the section next week, but just to show you what's in here. Section looks like this here. This is where you actually would cut the wall and take a look at what's in there, and this is how we actually place that. So that's a section, okay? And this is a kind of simplified version. Just because I wanted you guys to see how this works. Now, the next thing, and we're going to get to this next week. We won't be doing too much of this week, but this is what we're going to be working with. You've got your documents. You've got your custom garage. This is your custom garage information right here. This is what you will download from the Blackboard site. On the Blackboard site, we're now on week 9 and 10, and the custom garage project is on there. This is what we're going to make. Your front page, your cover sheet looks like this. Your first floor plan looks like this here. You got the first floor, you're going to be doing this. Second floor plan looks like this. You can see that the plan is over on the side. You got over here elevations, okay, and the elevations will show up like that. You got the foundation plan, which looks like this. The wall section looks like this. And the schedules. Schedules actually allow you to take the information placed inside, which is your doors and your windows, and put them in schedules, which are essentially lists in kind of table format. So that's what we have there, and that is where we are going. That's where we're going, folks. So that's what we have happening. So that is what we're going to do. So what I'm going to do here is just to clean this off. I'm going to level 1 in this one right here, and I'm going to close all these out. This allows me to close the inactive views, and it only leaves one view open here. So I've got that, and this is my custom garage plan master 2019. So now I'm going to start with my project. So how do I do this? Well, first of all, I would go to Blackboard. So I'd go to Blackboard and I would start this whole process by going out here. So going out here, if this will let me do it, I think I can get there from here. And I'm going to share this. Okay, you guys should see right here this. And can you guys right now see Blackboard?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
So what you're going to do is you're going to scroll down here, and in Blackboard, you're going to go to Revit, or rather custom garage plans down here. Weeks 11 and 12. We're actually on week 10 right now, so we're 1 week ahead, like I said. Again, something kind of changed because of what's going on there. But I have got a lot of content here. You got the custom garage tutorial. This is actually out on, I'll go ahead and open one of these. But if you double click on this, this is actually a lengthy version of that I've actually put on YouTube. This is actually how to go ahead and draw this step by step. Same thing I'm going through right now. I've already recorded this. You'll have tonight's as well. So anyway, I've already got this. I've already had 171 hits on it. So it's yeah, it's going pretty good. And then going back here, I've got, it's actually, I put it in four parts. It's like over an hour of instruction to do this whole thing. So that's actually helpful. Now, so that gives you an idea where we're going. What is the big thing? Well, what you want is the custom garage construction documents, okay? So you're gonna download those from here. You go here, you download them, and when you download them, you will have the custom garage documents, and those, if I can find them, should be, I don't see them here. Okay, looks like they're not there. Let's see if maybe they're here, and nope, I guess not. So what I guess I will do, okay, yeah, okay, let's see if I do this. Let's go ahead and see if I can drop these out. Yeah, it's like, okay, so I'll go ahead and download them. So I'll go here and I'll download these, the construction. Okay, so I'm downloading them right now. And then what I'm going to do is once I see them, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to download them. So I download those. And then what I have right here is I then am going to go ahead and I'm going to open that up, which is the Custom Garage Master PDF. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and open that. And we can go ahead and cancel out of that. We'll just go ahead and open it. Okay, so we got out of there. And I'm going to go back to here and I will see if I can't share this document, share a different one. So I'll go over here and share it and see if I can't open that from elsewhere. And I think I can open it from here. All right, that didn't get it. So we'll try that again, do a new share, and I will go out to, nope, that's not doing it either. More share. Let's see if we can get this here. Let's see. See if this will work for us. Here it is, custom garage floor plan. Okay, I'll have to open this up. Okay, okay, and I want to go ahead and I want to grab this and share this. Can you guys see this right here? It's a PDF of the custom garage project. Can you guys see that right now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what you're gonna make. Okay, so you're gonna download this. So when you download this from Blackboard, I would recommend you print it, okay? Or you'll have to do it here on the screen. That's okay. With all the videos I've given you, you should be fine. But here's, it's always a good idea to have a printed version in front of you. If we were in class, I would have given you a color printout of this, 8.5 by 11. So you'll notice that there's 7 sheets numbered 0 through 6. 0 is the cover sheet, 1 is the first floor plan, 2 is the second floor plan, 3 is elevations, 4 is the foundation, 5 is wall section, and 6 is schedules. And you're noticing a theme here perhaps because this is exactly what I had you do with the AutoCAD stuff. So that's what I'm trying to reinforce. You're going to have floor plans, you're going to have elevations, you're going to have a foundation plan, you're going to have wall section, and schedules are the new thing we're going to learn in this. So here's what we talked about. This is what this is going to look like right here. So you see all this information here. And these are the basics that we have right here. And so that's what we're going to draw. And you'll see that if I zoom into this a little bit, just to give you an overall idea as far as what this is. Zoom in, Tom. Okay, so zoom in here. And you can see that this right here is, this is a 24-foot dimension right over on this side. So it's 24 feet. And then over on the side, it's actually 30 feet. I didn't give you an overall dimension there. I guess I didn't. So it's 24 by 30 feet, just so that you're aware. Okay, that's what that's supposed to be. 24 by 30. And then the rest of the dimensions are there. So it's essentially a rectangle, 24 by 30. It's got some doors and windows and so forth. And that's going to be placed on a sheet. Second floor is basically just going to be a floor and some walls with the attic stairs placed. Your elevations are going to look like this, and those are going to automatically populate. They should pop right into position, no problem. You might have to move them on the sheet a little bit. And then you've got the footing right here, which is, again, that's going to pop into position as well. And but you want to draw this pretty much in the center of your project so that it gets situated the way it should. Then you have your sections, and then you have this. So that's what you're going to draw. So you want to print up your construction documents. Anytime you're working with any kind of project in real life, the goal is going to be a set of construction documents, or CDs. That is what they mean, CDs, short for construction documents. And that's what you're going to work with. So that's what you have here. You're going to print this up, and I'm going to show you guys how to make this work. We are just about ready to go here. So I'll tell you what, we're just about ready to kind of launch into the next thing. So let's just take a short little 2-minute break here and 2-3 minute break. Let's make it 4. Take 4 minutes. We'll step away. That will serve as the lecture. And then we'll go ahead and we'll come back to this and I'll show you guys how we're going to start to work on this. Let's take a little, take a little 5-minute break and we'll come back. So let's do that. I will step away and I'll be back in just about 5 minutes. Okay, can you guys hear me all right? Can you guys hear me? Hello, hello?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay,
Yep.
great. All right, we're going to continue on here, and now we're going to show you guys how to get into this. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and work on this now. So here we go. And so what we're going to do right now is we are going to continue on this project here. We're going to go ahead and jump in. So again, the first step is you will go to Blackboard. So again, going out here, just to show you how this works. We go to Blackboard. And the first thing you would do is you would go to Blackboard. And can you guys see Blackboard right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so what you would do here is you would go to this, which is the custom garage assignment right here. And what you would do is you'd go out here and you would download the construction documents, and I would print them if I were you. Then I have all these tutorials here, so you can go through those step by step. Now here's the custom garage template. This is the master template right here, 2019, because it was last year. I haven't updated it, which is fine because it still works. So you just go ahead and download that. You want to download that by clicking on it. It's going to go ahead and download that down here. So it's going to do that. So that's the next thing you want to do. So you have those things in place. Ultimately, the last link up here is the, this is where you would upload it. Okay, so you have those things. So let's go ahead and start it. So going back into Revit, I will go ahead and share that. So go to new share, and I will go over here to my Revit, and here's my Revit right here. So go ahead and share that. Can you guys see Revit right now?
Yep.
Okay, so,
Yeah.
so I'm going to leave this one on here. So I'm going to go here and go to File, and I'm going to go to New. And I'm going to New Project, New Project. Now, when I go to here right now, remember, I'm going to use a template file. Since I downloaded it, I'm going to browse for it. So I browsed wherever I saved it. This is where you've got to go look for it. And I'm going to look for it here. And I think, let's see here, I've probably saved mine over to my computer to the downloads. That's where typically AutoCAD will save it, and Revit too. And so we're going to go here, and I just saved it right here at 655, which is right now. So go ahead and grab that. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open it. So I grab that, and it's going to open that. I click out OK, boom, and it's going to take a second to upgrade it. That's normal. It means it was a 2018 model. It's going to upgrade it to 2021. We are good to go. So that's going to crunch. Then I'm going to start to show you how to make this work. Okay, so now what I've got here is this is all set up for you guys, okay? I've already put this together for you. You'll notice that I've already got sheets available here. If you look at the sheets right here, you'll see that, oh, hey, Tom already put a sheet in here for me. Okay, so I've got this all going down here, and I got a few things that are all set and ready for you guys to populate. Okay, nothing's in there yet because we haven't modeled anything yet. So back to level one. And you'll notice with level one right here, what I've got going on right here is I'm going to go ahead and close. So level one. So yeah, this is my existing one, and this is the one I'm going to draw. So I'm going to draw the same thing right on top of here. So going into here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw my object right inside here. Each one of these squares with a triangle, those are known, if you have your cursor, that's an elevation marker, okay? And it's telling you the elevation it's looking at. So that's the first thing you want to be aware of. Those are elevation markers. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start my wall command. So go to wall right here, and go to wall architectural. So now I'm ready to go. And the basic wall, garage wall is what I'm going to use to start with. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. Now, as I get into this, let me show you real quickly how this works. I'm going to go here, and to go back into what this is going to look like, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share this. Okay, as I share this with you, this is the construction document you're going to start with. Okay, so you're going to, as I mentioned before, it's 24 by 30. That's the first thing. So a rectangle that's 24 tall by 30 long. That's the first thing. All right, so let's go ahead and let's draw that. That part's going to be pretty straightforward. So I'm going to do this back over to here, and I'm going to make it 24 tall by 30. So I'll go to here, and I'm going to go here and click here, and I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to just drag it up till it says 24, and then I'm going to drag it over here till it says 30. Oh, and I just went, so I was going to do this, and I don't like what I just did there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pick that up there. And I'm going from, okay, so I'm gonna go over here to 30 and then down to 24. And then back over to here. So we'll go ahead and do that and we'll close it. Okay, so I've got that. And as far as my dimension, and the devil is in the details. Okay, so the dimensioning right here that I'm using right now is I'm going to the exterior of this right here. So let me check my dimensions, make sure it's right. Now again, I'm going to zoom in here, just take a look at this. You'll see how thin my lines are because right up here I'm using this tool. That's thin lines. Okay, so I'll leave that thin. Now let me just kind of verify these are the way they should be. I'm going to click on this here. When I click on that, this one says 29 3 3/4. So, oh man, Revit sucks. Well, no, I have to make sure my witness lines are in the right spot. This is your witness lines. I can move it by dragging it, or I can click on it. When you click on it, Revit recognizes there's three primary ways you'd want to dimension a wall: inside, outside, and center. So I'm going to click on this, and it moved it out to the center. I'm going to do that to this side too. I'll move it out to here, click there, and now I'm out to the center. So that's 30. 2 3/4, so that's not where I want it. So I type in 30, boom, that is 30 going outside to outside. So that one's good. And when I like that, I click on this little tool. It says make this temporary dimension permanent. I click there and it does just that. So now I'm going to click on this wall and now I have this over to the side here. So I do the same thing here. Click on this and move this witness line from there to there. And I go down here and do the same thing, go to there. And that says 24. That is correct. So I'll click on there, boom, we're good to go. And I'm going to go ahead and pull this over to this side. Okay, just so that's there. So I got 24 feet and I got 30 feet. Okay, that's where you start. Now, just a little preview. I'm going to show you what I just got here. I'm going to go down here and I'm going to take a look at my elevations just to show you what we got now. So I go to my east elevation right now. It's just like, oh, hey, you know, we're already starting to look like something here. Okay, north is already populated. They're all going to be populated right now. And so you see these, and so nothing's going on yet. I'll even take a quick look at my sheets just to see how they're looking already, just to give you an idea as far as what we have here. So you got first floor plan. Okay, it looks like I'm not seeing anything there. Okay, second floor plan, elevation. Okay, let's cancel out of there. Let me go here to, okay, I didn't pull anything on there yet. That's why. Okay, so I didn't place it on there. So that's something I'd work with. And I don't have my elevation view yet. So that's something I'll get to in a little bit there. But anyway, nothing's there yet, but they're ready for it. So now that's good. So now what I'm going to do is back to the first floor plan. So now that I am, actually I want to be on, let's close everything. Okay, back to level 1. So I want to be on level 1. Again, it's going to look like this one over here, but we're just going to start from here. So I went ahead and drew that. So now that this is in place right now, what I want to do at this point is I want to start to figure out how to do these other elements. So I did that. So what I'm going to do now is the distance that I want to pay attention to now is actually what the distance is for the door. So I'll go over here. I can actually just do all this in AutoCAD. I can do this in Revit. So I can close out of here. And I'm going to go over here. This is the existing one. Okay. Now this one right here, this is what I've drawn. This is door number 1. Okay. And this is 4 feet. Okay. So the edge to edge, it's 4 feet. So this is door number 1. If I take a look at that, it says doors double glass 68 by 80 inches. Doors double glass 68 by 80 inches. That's what I'm going to do here. So what I'm going to do here is to put the door in. I'll go up here and take a look at my doors. And doors double glass 60 by 80. That's what I wanted, right? I think that's right. And then the let me go back and make sure. Pretty sure that's what it is. 68 by 80. Okay, so it's got to be. Okay, so going back to here, 68 by 80 is the one that I want. And so I will go to my doors. And door to door 68 by 80. Let's see here, door to door glass. Huh, is that a typo? Let's see here. Yeah, I think that's a typo. It's got to be, yeah, that is a typo. That's actually the right one. It should be 60 by 80. I think I typed something incorrectly there. That's on me. So anyway, so we're just going to grab this one and go ahead and take this and drop it in right there. Don't worry about it. Just that's on me. Just go ahead and drop it. So I'm going to drop it. And you'll notice that the tag is incorrect here. So I'm going to change that to be number 1. That's the first thing I want to do. So those things you want to get done. So now let's compare it over to this one, make sure it's right. And I got 1. Okay, and you got this right here, and that is 68 by 80 inches. And let me just look at some real quickly here. 68 by 80 inches. Oh, it's 6'8". All right, that doesn't make any sense. It's actually supposed to be 60. That's 360 by 80. Okay, that's actually wrong. Okay, don't worry about it. It should be 60 by 80. Yeah. Okay, so don't worry about that. So that's fine. So we'll go ahead and let's close out of there. I actually should have changed this, but right now I'm going to rename this. It should be 60 by 80. That's something I can let you guys, figure out there, but that's how that works. And we'll do that. And just to correct it. Okay, so 60 by 80 is what it should be. So I've got that right there, 60 by 80. Go ahead and drop that. We are good to go. And so now that's in place. And so now that that's there, I want it to be, okay, over there, that one's, okay, so we'll leave this one as it is though. So we'll go to here, and then this one's supposed to be 4 feet away. So I'll go to here. This says 2'6". So again, with the witness lines, I move that over to there. And who remembers what the dimension's supposed to be here? How far away from the edge?
4 feet.
Yep, 4 feet. So I'll type in 4, and it shoves it over like that. And then this looks good to go. So we're good to go there. So let's go ahead, and if I click on this right here, I can click there, and boom, I made that permanent. So we're good to go here. And then to put a dimension, I use this align dimension up here. So I'll click here, and I'll go ahead and click there, and over to here. And I got that. That's 5 feet. By the way, the dimensions automatically will align with each other as you get close to them. So now I've got those. So we're looking pretty good. And now I'm going to go over to here, back to here. What's this one supposed to be? This one's supposed to be number 2 door is supposed to be this one, which is actually half glass 36 by 80. Half glass 36 by 80. And that's also 4 feet across. So we'll go ahead and do this. So I'll go and put in another door. So architecture and door. And this one's supposed to be a half glass. 36 by 80 right there. And that's got to be 4 feet out. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to drop it right around there. We'll go ahead and drop it there. And that's number 2, which is as it should be. And I'll go ahead and click on it. When I click on it, I want to change the temporary dimensions like we did before. And that one's supposed to be 4 feet. So type in 4, and boom, it shoves it over 4 feet. Then what I would do is that I would begin to put my string of dimensions along here. And I'm going to go ahead and take these and just, go ahead and bring them up here like this. So that's up like this. And this 30-foot dimension, I'm going to move this one up. Even though I don't have the other one, I would include that just for your own sake of orientation. And I'll leave that one in place right there. I can turn that off later. So that's 4 feet. And let's take a look at this other one. So now that I've got that, that's 4 feet. And then that's number 2. And then this is a 3-foot door. So we'll go back to here. I'll put the dimensions on there for the 3-foot door and the other. So I'll click here, and it gives me this dimension here. So I'll make that permanent like that. And I can go ahead and pull it up. And one thing about this is it will actually give me, it says, oh, by the way, do you want to line this up? See that? It gives you that. But I don't want to line up there. I want to line up there. So go ahead and drag it till it lines up with that. And we're good to go there. Next thing is that's a 14-foot dimension. I do want that. So go ahead and click on that and pull that up. And that one again will link up. So I'm just missing one now. So I'll go here and I'll use this one. And I'll go from here to here. I'll go ahead and pull that up and snap it like that. So we have that. That completes that wall. Let's take a look at it in 3D. When I take a look at that in 3D, it looks like that, okay? And that's pretty impressive. We have that in place, and now you got a couple doors in there, and that's looking pretty good. So that's what we'd start with, and that's what we continue with. So we have that in place. Now what we want to do is we want to put in these garage doors. Okay, the garage doors are in the front right here. And I go into here. What I want to do is you'll notice this door right here. This is actually door garage embossed panel 108 by 84. 108 by 84. So it's actually a 9-foot dimension to the inside track here. You'll notice the dimensions right here are going to the inside track here, which is this line right here. This blue line, that's the inside track right there. So go ahead and if I hover that, I should be able to kind of like figure that out. Okay, so that's that right there. So that's what I want to do. I want to place my garage doors. That'll be number 3 and number 4. So I'll do that. So over here, I want to put in doors again. So go to doors, and which one do I want? Let's take a look. What do I have? Door garage embossed 108 by 84 is what we said. So I'm going to click on this. I'm going to pull it over here, and you'll notice that it starts to show you the tracks. The tracks, you want them to go in. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just kind of place it there. Boom, we drop that off there. And then you're going to notice that right now it's not giving me what I'm after right now. Okay, so that's we're going to get to that. So I'm going to click on this, and when I do this, it tells me 1'6" but the dimension's going to the wrong place. The first thing I want to do is move my dimension line to the inside like that. That's the first thing, okay? I want the dimension line to go to the inside here, not the outside. Okay, so I have that. Now here's the other thing. I want to place this to the outside. That's got to be there. I'm going to click there, and we said that's supposed to be 2 for 2 feet. So I click on 2. That's now 2 feet. I'll click on that, and now that dimension is in place. So I'm going to pull that along there. Okay, so when I've got that, oops, just want to pull that along here and pull it up. So I got that. So that's 2 feet. Now again, notice it's the outside wall to the inside track. Okay, just to show you that again. This is in the finished one right here. So you got right here the outside wall to the inside track. Okay, that's what that looks like. Now, just to make sure it's all making sense, we'll go back to here. Let's take a look at it in 3D, make sure we like the way it looks. Hey, look at that. That's looking pretty good. So those are the tracks of which I spoke. They're actually in place right there, so you have that. And then back over to here, we're going to repeat that. Now, there's a couple ways to do this. The way I'm going to do it is I'm just going to mirror this. You could put the next one in, or you could mirror it. I'm going to mirror it just because it's a little cleaner to do it that way. But first, I'm going to dimension it. So I'm going to go from this point right here. I'm going to dimension it from this inside here, there. I'm going to go down to the inside here, which is right here. And that is 9 feet. Okay, looks good. And again, it snaps. See what I did? Watch that. Watch this thing kind of magnetize to it. Boom. You kind of close, then it sucks it right in. So these automatically will find themselves, that kind of dimension. So you got that. Now that I have this, I'm going to go ahead and grab these elements like this. I'm going to grab those elements. And once I grab those elements, let's see here. I want this. And I also want to grab my control key, grab those. Okay, so I got those things. Now, if you want to grab more than one thing, you click on it. And then you hold your control key down and click on the other thing. That selects multiple things at once. So that I just picked on the tag and the door. Now to mirror. When you mirror something in Revit, it's the same as in AutoCAD. And here what I'm going to use, I'm going to go ahead and mirror draw axis. And a video is going to load. And the video shows us how to do this. When you want to use a mirror axis, this is where you're going to select an object. And then once you select it, you're going to draw the mirror yourself. You're going to pick it, which is what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to draw the axis. I'm going to go here, and where do I want it to go? Well, I want it to go somewhere. You see right there, I've got a triangle showing up. That's where I want it to go. So I'm going to click there and pull it way over here to this side. Then I'm going to click on here. Boom. When I do that, well, Shazam, look at that. That just went ahead and put that in there. That looks pretty good. Let's see if the dimensions are where they should be. So to do this, I'll click on the door, and well, look at that. That's looking good, except it's not dimensioned in the right spot. So I got to change these dimensions. Again, you have complete control over these. You just got to learn to be comfortable with this and select them. And that's 2 feet, which is exactly as it should be. So I'll make it permanent. Boom. And I'll drag it over here. And it didn't find the other, but that happens sometimes. Let's see if we can find it now. We'll do this. Click on that, and we'll go ahead and do this. Come on, there it is. See it? See it lines up right there, finds it like that. Then the last thing is 9 feet. And I'll go here, and I'll make this 9 feet. And again, we're going to the inside. So go from this, go here. Okay, come on. I want to dimension this. So dimension this line here, down to this line here. Like that. And boom, like that. And there it goes. And then the last one right here. Okay, so we'll go here, and we'll go ahead and put this one in place. So I'll go ahead and pick this point and this point. And what I'm showing you right now, this is going to, I'm making it look easy on purpose. It actually is easy, but I'm showing you a lot of best practices right now. What I'm showing you right now is the way you want to do things, and this is how life will be very easy for you. Always make sure when you're done with the command, hit the escape key or click on modify. Take a look at it 3D. All right, this is coming into bloom here. It's looking pretty good there. So now you got that. Now we got a few other things we want to place in here. So we'll continue on with here, and the next thing we want to do is there's something over here. Let's take a look at that. So over here, you got this, okay? And what you got here is this right here. This is a window slider, 60 by 36. That's got to go there. It's a 5-foot window. So that's got to go there, 60 by 36. So I'm going to place that in there. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to find that. I'm going to go to window. I'm going to look for 60 by 36. It's a slider. And slider with trim 60 by 36. There it is. I'm going to go here. Now, when I go into here, one of the things about this is because I already put in my garage door, it's trying to find that garage door as the place to place this, okay? And that's okay, because you can kind of like make this do things a number of different ways. Okay, so right now I'm trying to find a place to place it. I'm just gonna put it right along like here. It's gonna leave it there. Now over here, the dimension that I need to have there, it should be 12'6" from the edge here, and it's not, okay? So right now, first thing I wanna do is I want to go ahead and I want to leave that in place. I'm gonna click on this, get my temporary dimension, and this needs to go to the outside. So move to the outside there. I'm gonna make that 12'6", like that. So that's 12'6" right there. I went ahead and did that. If I click on this and put this to the outside right there, that makes that 12 and some change right there, but it's not going where I want it to go. So right now, I'm just gonna go ahead and we're not gonna worry about that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place this. I want this one, and I got that one in place. So that's 12'6". That's what I want right there. And then I'm gonna go ahead and pull this down, and then I'm gonna measure this right here, going to here. And this one's gonna go from, again, outside to outside like that, boom to boom. And I missed it by a hair, but that's okay, I can fix it. Okay, because I went to the wrong location. It's gonna go here. And it should go to the outside. Okay, so I'm gonna drag this to the outside. Actually, I'll use this, drag this to the outside. Like that. And then it gives me the 5-foot dimension I'm after. And then I want to put one more dimension in here, right up here. I want to go from this outside line. And if it's not giving it to you, like right now I'm trying to get it, and it's not getting it, hit your tab key a couple times. And when your tab key, like I just went there and hit my tab key. Now that's the right line. So I click there. I want to do the same thing. I go down to this end and see if I can grab that. And I should be able to grab that, and I did. That's also 12'6". So then we've got that. Don't forget your tab key. Your tab key will cycle you through the elements, okay? So we got that. So now that I've done that, let's take a look at it again in 3D, see how we're doing there. And that's looking all right. So we got that. Now we're gonna save it, just because I don't want to lose anything. I'm gonna save it as project, and it's gonna be custom garage. I'm gonna just save it to my desktop here. I'm going to name this Custom Garage, B-R-E-N-N-A-N. Okay, like that. Custom Garage, Brennan. It should be all in caps, but you get the idea. Oh, what the heck, we'll do it in all caps. Why not? So all caps, Custom Garage, Brennan. So that's how you guys will name it when you name it yourself. So I'm going to save this to my desktop, and boom, that's in place now. Okay, so saving that. Okay. Okay, so now that I've saved that, we're in place there. Now what else do we need here? So I went over to here, and looking at this one right now, I need my outlets. And my outlets are just like along the walls, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And I just snuck another one in this corner right here. So that's what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna put in my outlets. So my outlets are actually located here under systems. I got systems, and then I go over here. This is where I can put in all, this is where the money is right now, you guys. If you wanna make some money, learn how to do this stuff right here, okay, which is how to put these in here. So if I go here to my devices, you'll notice I've got electrical fixture, which I want to place in here. So I got electrical fixture, and what I want to do here is I want to place in here a duplex outlet, standard duplex outlet, which is right here. So I'm just going to go ahead, and you're going to notice that over here I have the international not allowed symbol, but then if I go here, it finds the wall. So I'm going to go ahead and just place these along the wall, 2 there, and I'm not measuring them. I'm just placing them right now. Ultimately, these would go on the wall where the, there's 3 on this wall. 3 would go on here where the designer, the electrical guy would place them in there between the studs. So we go ahead and place those in there. So once I place those, let's take a little look at it, verify it looks the way it should. And I do that, and there's my outlets, right like that. Okay, that's what we have there. Very good. So that's what we have, and then at that point we can save it. So we're in pretty good shape right there. I think that's all the detail that we need there. So go back to architecture just so we don't get confused. We'll save it. Boom, we're good to go. So that's the first floor. That's how we do the first floor. That's the basics right now. Now these elements right here, where you see this right here, we can turn these off, okay? Because right now they're in the way. We don't want to see them right now. So to turn them off, we would go, there's several different ways to do it, but to get the best control over it, we go to the View tab. When you go to the View tab, over here you got Visibility Graphics, and under Visibility Graphics, that is what we would call annotation. So we go to annotation here, and we would scroll down here until we found elevations. Elevations is right here. So I'm going to uncheck it, and click apply. And when I do that, you'll notice it just disappeared. I'll turn it back on just so you guys can see it. I'll click here and I'll hit apply. And there's the elevation markers right there. And then I'll click it and apply and they disappear. Okay, so right now I'm just going to make them disappear. I don't need them right now. I'll turn them on later, but that's how I can go ahead and turn those on and off. So now we're looking pretty good. That's the basics right there, and we're able to make that work. However, we are now in a place right now where we need to continue on here because now you've got this and it looks like that. And so what we're going to do right now, before we go any further, we are going to go ahead and we are going to place we're going to put a roof on here. So to place the roof on there, the reason we're going to do this is because we are going to want the floor to be cut by the roof. So for right now, we are just going to go ahead and put the roof on here. So back over to here, and to put the roof on, we'll go to here. And the roof will go on like this. I'll go to architecture and go to roof. And you typically want to use a roof by footprint, okay? This is just a rectangle. This one's pretty easy. So go to roof by footprint. We're going to leave it a 1 foot 3 inch overhang. And we're going to change the kind of roof to be a wood rafter 8-inch asphalt shingle, just to make it look, it's the only one that has any shingles, so we'll just use that one. Now at this point, what I can do is I can actually kind of go along here and I can go ahead and make this, and you'll notice this one's going to have a slope. Over here, I don't want it to have a slope, so I'm going to say, you know what, I don't want that to define a slope, so that one will, well, that one, okay, looks like that one got away with it. So we'll go ahead and we'll just continue on here, we'll fix them later. So I'll go ahead and put those in there. Now over here for this line right here, if I can do this, looks like it, well, let me just go ahead and go through this one by one. Okay, back to here. Okay, so this one right here. So I did that, and I'm going to go ahead, and for this one, I'm going to say, no, this one does not define a slope. I can go in before or after. Right now, I'm just going to go here. So now that one does not define a slope, and now I'm going to turn it back on. This one does define a slope over on this side, and then one more time, I uncheck this. This one does not define a slope. You could also do this afterwards. It doesn't really matter. I just try to show you how this works. So when I do this, I'm going to hit my green check mark. It does this. Would you like the highlight to attach the highlighted walls to the roof? I'm going to say, if you say don't attach, you can attach them later, okay? So I'll show you what happens just because this might happen to you. So I'll hit don't attach, okay? So, oh, looks great, right? Well, let's take a look at it. It's like, oh no, what happened? Well, this might happen to you. What's wrong with the roof? What's wrong with the placement of this roof right now?
It's not on level 2.
It's not on level 2. So we highlight it, we go ahead and check it, click on it. And what we do here is change the base level from level 1 to level 2. You're right on it. We go to level 2. Oh, that looks better. Okay, that looks good. Okay, so now that's where it should be. And we still have this kind of pesky problem where the walls aren't attached. So what we're going to do is I'm going to click on this wall right here. And then there's this great little tool here, attach top base. So I click on that and it asks, what do you want to attach to that? Well, isn't that easy, okay? So I did that. However, you'll notice that the other walls didn't attach. So I have to go by them one by one, or I can do it this way. I can click on, I can hover my cursor. Right now, I'm hovering my cursor. I didn't click. I'm going to hit my tab key. And when you hit your tab key, you'll notice that all of them are selected. The chain of walls is selected. Then I'll click. Now, once I've clicked on all of them, all of the blue lines are selected. I'm just showing you a shortcut. You can do them one at a time. Works fine. I'm just showing you another way to do this. Click on attach, and then go to the roof, and you do them all at once. That's a faster way to do it, a little bit cleaner, and it grabs everything that's attached. So that's looking pretty darn good right now, okay? So we have that, and we save our project. So we have that in place right now. So we have that. Now what do we need next? Okay, a couple things. First of all, let's go back over here to this project. When I go to this project, take a look at the second floor plan. Now the second floor plan looks like this. Now, I'm gonna, as we put this in right here, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put a floor right in here. And as I put the floor in here, we're gonna see how this looks. Okay, so we're gonna do that. So I'm gonna go back over here to this project, and I'm gonna go ahead and grab level 2. And you're gonna notice something. Let me ask you a question right now. What do you suppose is going on with this right now? Why is this wall section here in the middle and over here? Think about it. What did we just do? What was the last thing we just added to our chart?
The wall to the roof?
Exactly. That's where the cut line is. In other words, this roof is actually going to be cutting into the second floor. That's the walls you're seeing right there are what's left. That's the remainder, okay? You're following very well. That's great. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a floor. So how do I put in a floor? Well, fortunately, it's pretty easy in Revit. You go over and choose the floor. And when you go to floor, you go to floor architectural. And it just so happens that Tom has been very good to you guys by going here and giving you a wood joist, 10-inch wood joist finish right here. So I'll go to there. Now, once I've chosen that, we're going to go on the second floor. And by the way, when it says level 2, that means it recognizes its finished surface to be starting at that level 2. And it's going to go down from there. That's how it understands that, which is exactly what you want. So what I want to do is I want to make, out of all these tools, what would be a logical tool to draw the shape I need to draw right now? Up here. Would I make a circle right now? Or maybe a rectangle? Okay, no takers? Will none of you wax bold? Okay, hang on a second here. Looks like I'm getting, hang on a second here, guys. Getting a, this is Tom. Sorry, guys, can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Sorry about that. What we have going on here right now, next thing we got going on. Okay, so we got this. Now, so as I'm in here right now, I'm going to go ahead and rectangle is actually what I'm after. I'm going to make a rectangle, and I'm going to pick right in the upper left corner here, and I'm going to drag to the lower right corner, and I'm just going to go like this. I'm going to go inside to inside just to place it, okay? That's all I'm going to do. Then I'm going to hit the green check mark. When you're done, you always hit the green check mark. You can always edit it later, but for right now, let's just leave it like there. And look at that, gives you a nice set of wood, a nice wood floor right there. So that's what I have going on right there, which is exactly what I have over in here. Same kind of a thing that I drew. Did I close that already? No, I didn't. Okay, so let's see here. So I got this level 1. Let's go to, okay, that's still going at that one. Let me see if I can't find the other project. Let's see here. The other level 1. Yeah, this is the level 1. Okay, here's the level 1. Okay, this is what we have in the other one, and this is what I want to show you. So over in this one, level 2, and this one looks like this here. Okay, so I got that in place. I've got a couple of walls in here. Okay, the walls actually are going from the second floor up to the slanted surface of the walls. Now, to show you what the dimensions are here, the dimensions are 6 feet from the outside of the wall to the inside here, outside of the wall to the inside here. And then these right here are actually should meet. And then this one actually would go over to here. And this one is 12 feet, okay? So it's essentially 6 feet from the outside to what would be the outside wall, okay? and then you have 12 feet outside wall to outside wall, and then outside wall to outside wall. So 6 feet, 12 feet, 6 feet to get the 24-foot dimension. Okay, so that's what we have there. So let's go back to here. Let's see what we're doing here. So now we got this. And so I'm gonna go ahead and put in a wall. Now check out the walls I have here. I got these walls, I got these architectural walls, and I've got finished face exterior. Now I actually prepared another wall here. This one is called garage interior, okay? 5-inch partition, 2R. So it's a garage interior and use this. So I'm just gonna place this kind of somewhere right around here, okay? Right around there, I'm gonna pull it right across. Boom to boom. And you don't have to make the sound effects, totally up to you. And then I click on there. Now at this point, it shows me my dimension. Now what I'd said before is I want to go outside to outside. So outside there to outside there is 6'6". So I need to change that to 6 feet, like that, boom. So now I have that, and that is correct. That's how that should be. I could either mirror it or put another one in. If I want to put another one in, I'd go to wall, and I'd go ahead and do the same thing I did before, and the same is here. So I'll go to here, go to there, and then I'll click on there. So I click on there, I would then go from the outside again to the outside, and that's 6'4", so I'm gonna make that 6 feet again. So I've got that. Okay, so I got 6 feet and 6 feet. Then I just move this witness line to meet up with that one, and you got that. And then I would go ahead and do this and move this witness line to go from here to there, so that's there. Now at that point, I can click on this, and boom, those are now, that's permanent, and I could do the same with the others. But you get the basic idea, 6 feet to 12 feet. And that is how that should look when you're all done. Okay, those walls will then look like that. So we have that in place. So that's in good shape, 6 feet to 12 feet to 6 feet. That's what that should be. And again, you're going outside to outside, and that's what you have there. So that's what's in place there. Now, this next thing is kind of interesting because, well, I've also got to put a window here. Window is number 2, and so this one is double hung with trim, 36 by 48. So we'll put that in. Double hung with trim, 36 by 48 inches. So back to there. So I'll put that in. I'll go to my window, and that's double hung, 36 by 48 right here. So to here, I'm going to place it, and you'll notice something interesting here. You'll notice what Revit's trying to do is trying to center it. It's trying to say, okay, what would it be? Now notice right here, 4'1" by 4'1", that's centered. Okay, they're both the same. So go click there, and boom, that's automatically centered. So it's going to do that for you. Okay, so we have that going on. So I have that in place. Let's take a look at it in 3D, and boom, there it is. Ooh, what happened with my walls? Revit sucks. No, it's okay. We can fix it. Okay, because we learned how to fix this. You click on one of these walls, and we tell it attach it to the top, and the top is the roof. So go there, and it automatically trims it. We click on this one, and we attach it, and we do that. But what it's going to do is going to automatically act like it's going to go up a full flight. In this particular, a full story. In this case, since you've got a roof cutting it off, it would be like, I think they typically call those like a Cape Cod, I think, where you basically have, kind of a livable space in the top, and it accommodates the gable right there. So anyway, that's what we have right there. So right now we're looking pretty good. We're looking pretty good there. Okay, so that's what you have. And the very last thing we're going to put in here is going to be this right here. You got attic stairs. You got attic stairs right there. And the placement of the attic stairs can go different places. But for right now, I'm just going to have you guys place it. And this one is attic stairs. And the size is actually, it's FACRO is the name, LMS 22 by 47. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put those in FACRO 22 by 47. I'm going to go to here, and I'm going to go find it. Now, where does it exist? So I'll go to component right up here, placing component. When I go, you'll notice that it's right here. Attic stairs 22 by 47. I made this pretty easy for you. So I'm just going to go ahead and take this and drag it into here. And if I hit my tab key, it doesn't rotate because I had to place it first. So go ahead and place it like that. Just drop it. And then once it's in place, I'm going to click on it. And then I can, I'm sure I click on that. Right. And I hit my tab key if I can. So I'll hit my tab key. Okay, now it won't let me rotate it from this location right here. I have to rotate it from the first floor because that's where it's actually situated. So I go to the first floor, and you can see the bit of stairs down there. So I can take it, and I hit my tab key, and the tab key will rotate. I'm just going to rotate it something like that. And then I'll take a look back at it on level 2, and it looks like that. So I went ahead and rotated it, and that's what we have there. Now that I've done that, I'm going to save my project and take a look at it in 3D, just to get an idea as far as what I just did there. So I've got that, looks like this, and I'm going to look at it with my section box just to get a feel for what I just did there. My section box allows me to go here to my 3D view. And down here, you'll notice that I've got a section box. Section box is right here. I click in this over here in the properties. And there's my glass box. I'm going to click on this. I'm going to take this and pull it back and take a look like that. And now that we've done this, well, that gives me a whole lot more understanding as far as what I just created. You got this, you got that attic stair coming into there, and then you got this kind of look like that. Okay, it actually automatically puts a hole in the floor. So there's a lot of pretty cool stuff that's happening right here. So that's what this looks like. So as you do this right here, you have it put together. And, you know, the argument could be made that you might want to leave all this open for storage. I just wanted to get experience putting walls in. That's why I did it this way. So anyway, that's what you're going to have. Okay, so that's a basic structure right there. And then I'm going to turn off the section box by unchecking this. Boom, looks good. Okay, good. So now you got this in place. Okay, so that's all looking pretty darn good. And then what we do is go back over to here. We went ahead and did this, and things are starting to make sense right here. And let's see here. Okay, and this one, that is level 2. Okay, so level 2 looks like this. And I need to put a little note in here that says attic stairs. There might already be one in there, but we'll go ahead and we'll go back to that. And we'll put in the attic stairs notation. So I'll go to here, and the attic stairs notation. Actually, I think it might be in my cover sheet already. So if I have a second one, I'll just put it in again. To put in notation, you would do this on the Annotate tab. On the Annotate tab is where you put in notes. And what I want to do right here is I want to put in text. Okay, it's known as text. So go to text, and you notice that my text right here, I have this right here, 2 segments. So I can do this. So I go ahead and I'm going to try to place it here. I'll go click on here and bring it down to here, go over there. I'm going to type in attic stairs. So like that, attic stairs. And I've got that. It looks a little bit small, so that's okay. Now that's highlighted here, I'll change from 3/32 to 1/4, and it's going to beef it. Oh, and let's try that again. Let's go ahead and click on this element. Come on. Okay. Let me select it. Yeah, like that. And I'm going to make that 1/4 inch, makes it a little bit beefier. There we go, attic stairs, and that's how that would show up. So once you got that, you're good to go. Okay, by the way, to select something, I held my cursor over this, hit my tab key until it's selected, I click on it, then over here I can change it. Okay, so I can put it back to where it was, or go back to here and do this. So I can toggle it back and forth. So you can do that, and all the particular styles are available for you there. So that's what we do there. Now, getting back to what we had before, okay, this is what it looks like over in the finished plan. Now I want to put in my footing. Now my footing over here is this right here. This actually is a floor's generic 12 inches. So it's a 12-inch floor, nothing too tricky, and it's 12 inches by 24. So I'm going to go back over to this project. And in this project, I'm going to go to footing. Okay, that's the finished one. Let me go back to this one. Okay, to footing. And nothing is in place here right now. Okay, so that's kind of problematic. So I can't really draw the footing unless I've had this in place. So let's see if I can't do this. Let's go to level 1, and let's put the floor in on level 1 because it should work no problem. So I'll go to architecture, and I'm going to go to floor. We did this before. Floor architectural, and I'm going to use this one right here, which is going to be generic 12 inches, like that. Generic 12 inches. And you can guess where I'm going to go here. I'm just going to go ahead and make a rectangle again. I'm going to go from the outside wall to the lower outside wall, outside to outside, and just do that. And hit my green check mark, and let's see how that came out. Let's see if that is what I wanted it to be. And it is very nice. Looks like that right there, which is what we want. You essentially have a concrete pad underneath there. And again, it is the floor generic 12 inches, just like it was on the other one. And verify that we got that, and verify that we got that. So you guys are good. So we're good about that. All right. That's the wrong one. This one I just put in. Okay, so let's go to this one. Okay, this is the one. We'll get out of there. Okay, so this is the one, and again, that is floor generic 12 inches. So you got that. Okay, good. So back over to this one. This is the one that we just put in. Okay, now that we've done that, looks good. Now let's continue on through here. We're going to put on the bottom right here. What I'd said that we wanted the bottom was a thickened slab. And just to show you again what that looks like over this other one, we're going to go to this one, which I'd done before, and this one I'm going to take a look at in 3D. And the thickened slab is this portion around the exterior. Okay, now what this looks like right here is this right here. You'll notice that you have your slab, which is this flat part. Then you have this section that kind of protrudes around the exterior. That is your thickened slab. It's actually thickened around the exterior like that. Okay, so you can see that it's actually an additional 12 inches down. Okay, that's what goes into the earth and gives it better foundation. So to do this, we go to the 3D view. It's usually easiest to do it in 3D. And I'm going to go to my, now this one, you're going to go to structure. Structure is where you go to here. And we're going to go over here. Yeah, the structural foundation slab. You want to go to slab floor edge and click on that. And this is your slab edge thickened, okay? And you're going to go right on the edges. So you're going to click on here, boom. And you'll notice it added that section right down there. And we'll continue on around here. And we'll just go ahead and continue to place this like this. And we finish like that. And when you're done, gives you that same look that you had there. So now that is looking pretty darn good, okay? So we're taking some long strides towards making this thing look appropriate. We want to save it. So we go ahead and save that. And then we go back over to this one. Now here there's a note that says thickened edge slab 12 by 24 inches. Thickened edge slab 12 inches by 24 inches. That's what I want to do. Thickened edge slab 12 inches by 24 inches. So to put that in, I would go ahead and I'd put in a note that says that. And I would go here to my annotate, which would be right here. Okay, and I just go ahead and put it here. Like that. Now, to get the dashed line, I'm going to show you guys a little cheat here. All right, to do a little cheat here, we're going to put in what is called, under annotate here, you've got what's called a detail line. Now, your detail line allows you to place different kinds of lines. We're going to put in a rectangle here, and it's going to be a rectangle detail line. We're going to change it. It's already hidden, all right, which is what we want it to be. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the rectangle. I'm just going to go ahead and kind of make one here, pick a point here, and pull it down. You'll notice it's giving me a dashed line right there. Just going to go ahead and kind of like drop it in place right there. Now at that point, I can go ahead and click on this, and you'll see that this is right, telling me that's 25 feet. And we said that the overall distance was actually supposed to be, instead of it 24 feet, so that's actually 30 feet. So this should actually be 26 feet. So I want to change this to be 26 feet. And so that's going to be 26. Boom, 26. And go ahead and push it over that way. And then at that point, I'm going to hover my cursor here, my tab key. I'm going to move them all over, so it's center. And this one, you can just eyeball that. Well, it's not terribly scientific, but for right now, that's all I'm interested in right now. You go ahead and do that. And so you got that one. And then this one is 19 feet 6. And since the other dimension is 24, that should actually be 20. So I'm going to go ahead and change this to be 20 feet. So it's going to be 20 feet by 26 to get that in there. So I've got that in place. And again, I hover my cursor over this, hit my tab key so they're all selected. Then I can move them all at once. You know, yeah, I can move them all at once once I hit my tab key. So go ahead and do that. And I can go ahead and move them until they're basically centered. As long as you're zoomed out pretty far, it's going to put it right where it should be. So we do that, boom, that's your thickened edge slab, 12 inches by 24 inches. And then I put in my overall dimensions. So to do that, we've learned how to do this before. It's not giving me any dimensions here, is it? No, it's giving me that. Okay, so let me go back. All right, that's my footing. Let me do this. I'll just go ahead and put in directly these dimensions. I'll go ahead and go from, yeah, it's not let me get that, is it? Okay, so it's not let me pick that. Okay, so how do I get that? Let's go back to, okay, so here, all right, that's there. Okay, I'll go back to here. Let's see if I can get that. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to put in these. Okay, so I should be able to, it's not let me do that, is it? So let me see if we can find, there we go, there, and over there. Okay, so let's let me grab these. So you got your tab key to get these right here. Sorry about that, it's just the way it is. And then tab key here, and then tab here. So you got to hit your tab key to find these angles right here, which is what I'm doing right now. And I go ahead and do that. And you see it's 24 inches by 30 inches. So we have that. And at the end of the day, they are the same. And you've got that in place. So that's what we have right there. So that's good. We've got that in place. We're good to go. So now we've done our basic 3 floor plans, okay? So you've done the first floor plan, the second floor plan, and the foundation plan. And that is how we would go ahead and get started with this right there. So that is where I think we're going to stop right there. Let me take another look at this one real quickly, see if there's anything else I wanted to add. I think that's going to be pretty much it, because the rest of it we got to kind of like put together for next week. The rest of it we'll be putting in our wall sections, our notations, and so forth, which we can get to. That's a good amount for right now. It's a good review from where we went last time. I think that's probably a good place to stop. So that's where we're going to stop right now. And so I'm going to save it right there. I'm going to save that right there. We're going to come back to this. So that is how we go ahead and do this. And again, what you're going to have is a very presentable custom garage right here, which looks like that there. And that is what you're going to do. All the elements are there. So again, you're going to basically be using Revit to put this together. And that is going to be it for, that's all we're going to do for tonight. But that's a good amount right there for you to get right. And just keep on checking as you go along. Make sure your dimensions are correct. And we'll go ahead and take it from there. So that covers the lecture portion right now. And then we still have, you know, some more time for our lab time for that. So that's the lecture right there. And again, I'm willing to, I'm going to be here right now to answer questions if you guys want to start to draw this now. And we'll go ahead and do that. So I'm just going to go ahead and pause the recording right